This is an example of just how spoiled my Brachypelma hamorii is making me. Look at him. Look at him or her. She's just out there, incredible, calm, beautiful display spider. Does just, not quite as, she's visible about, I don't know, I'd say 60-70% of the time. A lot like my alklugi is just sitting on things. The feeding response, I fed her a small roach, and she just went, grabbed it, ate it. There wasn't the usual, death from above bonsai charge that you'll see with Hamphimedius or Lasiodora, but the feeding response is I would say, perfectly appropriate. And I'll just zoom it a little bit. That's the thing about this guy. I mean, I'm getting spoiled by this spider, really. Just the standard for manageability and tractableness it really sets the bar higher than what you would normally expect with most tarantulas. I mean, you could get spoiled with Brachypelmas. Great spider. There are some contraindications. One, they grow very slowly. So whatever size you want a 2-inch spider, get a 2-inch spider. Want a 3-inch spider, get a 3-inch spider, because it's going to be that way for a while. The other contraindication in this case with hamorii is the price. Now, some Brachypelmas are more affordable than others, and an exception to the ones that grow slow would be Brachypelma vagans, which is a gorgeous black tarantula with a beautiful little red abdomen. Like your Lasiodoras, Geniculatas, and Pamphimedius, they have a dynamite feeding response, and they grow faster. They're a little bit more skittish. So that's kind of an exception, and they're also very affordable, so they would probably be a awesome first tarantula. I'm going to get around to getting one of those as well. But these guys are just great. I mean, I just have a happy face each time I do this. This spider is under a flash bulb. This is a bright one. The bulb's about, I don't know, 7 or 8 distances. It's right by the wireless router, shining down on her. So, and you can see she's just right up there. I mean, I don't really endorse handling, but I could. But I mean, I've had to, move her from the water dish. I can just go in there and move her by hand if I wanted to. Although, again, that's not recommended and always risky, and but if you have to handle them, you can. You can contrast that with my T. sturmi, which is in another thread in tarantula form that bolted from the cage when there was a thunk on the floor, a loud thunk above me, and ended up biting me because I had to catch her to save her life. So I mean, new worlds run the gambit. I mean, some are every bit as ornery as your old worlds, and others are like this. But these guys are great, and if you can afford to. I mean, I probably paid too much for it, but I did get an enclosure, and I didn't have to pay shipping. So she was $200, but well worth it. I mean, if you can afford one, get one. And not all the Brachypelmas are that expensive. So, but they're a must for anybody. Although I would say, as a first tarantula, they're almost too nice. They're almost too easy to care for. And I would do, and with the slow growth, I would start with a sling, which is affordable, that grows fast and has a great feeding response. I would say probably the best first tarantula out of my collection would be Lasiodora klugi. But, again, you cannot go wrong with one of these either. But Lasiodora klugi, very, very different beast.